Priyanka Sinha from Careers Catalyst, and today in this video we are going to discuss about excretion in plants and animals, as we already discussed about the life process, nutrition, respiration and transportation. So here we will discuss about what excretion in plants and animal. This is the last life process that is completed by any living organism. Okay, so first we will talk about excretion in plants. So let's start. But before that, what is excretion? Excretion is just a process of removal of toxic or waste material from the body. If you release the waste material from your body, then this process is defined as what? Excretion. This toxic material, how this toxic material produced, this is also very important. Obviously, when inside our body, we perform different kind of metabolic activities, then because of that, it releases lots of waste material or lots of toxic material that we need to eliminate into the surrounding. This process of elimination of waste product from the body is defined as excretion. As we know, we have different types of organism in our surrounding. Like few are unicellular organism, few are multicellular organism, but in multicellular organism also few are with advanced and complex body design, and few are with very simple body design also. So according to its body design, obviously all the life process completed by that body will be defined. Plant is a multicellular organism, but they don't have a well-developed excretory system. Like us, they are multicellular, but still they don't have a well-developed excretory system. So they do not have special organ for excretion, that means. So how they eliminate the waste product? Obviously, all the parts of the plant body can do their excretion process individually, just like respiration. So excretion in plant is not so complex. It is very clear, excretion in plant is not so complex. Now, the cellular respiration, the process of photosynthesis and other metabolic activities that is completed inside the body produces lots of excretory products that plant need to eliminate into the surrounding. During the process of photosynthesis, plant actually give out what? Oxygen. So you can consider this oxygen as excretory product, right? And it need to be diffused out into the surrounding. So it is done by the process of diffusion. If we talk about the simple organism, then by the process of diffusion and by the process of osmosis only, they are able to exchange a material into the surrounding. Whatever they require, they get that also from the process of diffusion and osmosis. And even now, if they want to eliminate something into surrounding, then also they perform only diffusion and osmosis process to remove the waste material from the body. So all plant perform transpiration, that we already know. So what is transpiration? It is just a process in which the extra water, the excess water is released into the surrounding. So by the process of transpiration, plant can release the excess water into the surrounding. So this is also considered as the process of excretion, because here the excess water is considered as what? Waste product that plant need to remove into the surrounding or simply from the body. So plant produce waste material that actually get accumulated in the vacuole sometime. The aging cell, and these cells eventually die and fall off from the plant. आपने देखा होगा, leaf yellow हो जाते हैं, and then after some time they just fall off from the plant. So this is just a process of removal of toxic or waste material from the plant body. Plant also produce gums and resins. That gums and resins is actually stored in the old xylem. So some waste material is stored in the vacuole and some waste material is stored in the old xylem. So this is the excretory product of plant body actually. So what are the excretory product here? The vacuole is storing some waste material, the nitrogenous waste or the toxic waste that is produced inside the plant body. And the gums and resins also, that is stored in what? Old xylem, and excess water and obviously the oxygen gas. So these are the waste product that plant need to eliminate into the surrounding. And this is done by the process of osmosis and diffusion mainly. And as we know, the plant body do the process of excretion separately. So obviously inside the plant body, inside the soil, sorry. So inside the soil, the root also help to exchange the material. So here the root excretes some waste material into the soil. So all the plant body are performing excretion process individually. This is just a diagram in which you can see the plant excretes the waste material into the surrounding or simply from the body to outside. Okay. Now we will talk about excretion in human being, which is very important. What is excretion first in human being? Also, we will discuss that. This is just a biological process of removal of harmful nitrogenous metabolic waste. This is very important here. The harmful nitrogenous metabolic waste that the human body or any living organism actually need to eliminate from its body. This process is defined as what? Excretion. Now the question arises, how this all waste material comes inside the body? Means to say, what are the sources of these? Obviously, the sources are, first is food. Whatever food we intake, during that process, we actually intake lots of toxic material also, and lots of substance that actually create toxic material inside your body. And second is the biochemical process that we complete inside our body. The biochemical process that is completed inside our body. The biochemical reaction also you can say, which is completed inside our body. So these excretory products comes from these two processes. When you intake some food, then also we actually create some excretory product inside our body. And when you are performing the biochemical reaction inside your body, then also we are producing lots of chemical and lots of toxic material inside our body. If we talk about unicellular organism, then obviously in case of unicellular organism also, they can perform the process of excretion by the process of diffusion only. But if we talk about multicellular complex organism, then they have a specialized organ to perform the process of excretion. Now we will talk about the excretion process performed by human being, how human being eliminate the waste material created inside the body. We have a well-developed excretory system of human being. If we define, then it is a pair of kidney, ureter, bladder, and urethra. These all combined actually help to eliminate the waste material or the toxic material created inside the body into the surrounding or from outside the body. But this is not only the system, this is not only the system. Because of that we are able to eliminate the waste material. We have lungs also. As we know, lungs help to exchange or release carbon dioxide into the surrounding. It helps to remove what? Carbon dioxide. If we talk about our skin, then we have some pores on our skin, and because of that, when we sweat, then in terms of sweat also, we release few urea from our sweat, okay, into the surrounding. So these are also the organs which help to release the waste material into the surrounding. But the main excretory unit is what? Kidney, which help to eliminate the toxic material, the nitrogenous waste produced inside the body to outside the body. Okay. Now we will talk about the pair of kidney, ureter, bladder, and urethra in detail. Now, what is kidney? They are actually, if you will observe, then it is just a bean-shaped structure organ, if you will see inside your body. And kidney actually not only help to excrete material, it also help to balance the water and other mineral ion inside the body also. अगर हम normal human adult kidney की बात करें, then in length it is approximately 10 to 12 centimeter. Its width is 5 to 7, and the weight is around 120 to 170 gram. The renal artery brings the unclean blood. Here we are talking about the unclean blood. What is this unclean blood? This unclean blood is actually the nitrogenous waste. Okay, the nitrogenous waste that is along with our blood. This kind of blood is defined as here unclean blood. When we discussed about human heart, then at that time also we discussed about pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Listen, we already know arteries carry always pure blood and veins carry always impure blood, right? But in case of pulmonary artery, हमने क्या पढ़ा था? Pulmonary artery brings the deoxygenated blood into the heart, and pulmonary vein actually carry oxygenated blood, right? So here also the renal artery brings the uncleaned blood into the kidney, and the renal vein carries away the cleaned blood from the kidney. Okay, so here also it is quite opposite. Renal artery bring unclean blood, and renal vein is carrying here what? Clean blood. Clean blood means to say that blood is not carrying any nitrogenous waste. Why? Because it is filtered inside the kidney. Now, ureter or excretory tube also you can say, they are just a thin muscular tubes coming out from each kidney, which opens into the urinary bladder. Let me show you the diagram, then it will be more clear to you. Okay, so this is the diagram of our excretory system. As you can see here, this is renal artery, this is renal vein. What is the function of renal artery? Renal artery brings what? See, this arrow shows that renal artery is bringing the uncleaned blood into the kidney. Okay, and renal vein carries the cleaned blood away from the kidney. This is the main function of that. Now, this kidney structure is connected with a tube-like structure. This muscular tube that you can see here, okay, this tube is muscular. This muscular tube actually helps to eliminate the waste material from the kidney, and it brings to bladder. So this muscular tube coming out from the kidney, which opens into the bladder. This is the bladder where it is open. Okay, it carrying what? It is carrying urine, which is filtered by kidney. Now, this bladder is considered as a reservoir because it stores that urine. Okay, and as per requirement, whenever the pressure will increase, then via urethra, we can release that urine from our body to the surrounding. Okay, so this is just a process of excretion of human being. But here, how this filtration occurs? अभी हमने यहाँ तो पढ़ लिया. This both pair of kidney will help to eliminate the toxic material from the blood. But how it happens and what is the main system that is actually performing here? What is the main function that is actually performing here? That also we are going to discuss here. So practically, this renal artery will bring the deoxygenated blood into the kidney. Inside the kidney, the filtration process will be occur, and after filtration, the cleaned blood will actually move inside the body via this renal vein, and the urine which is filtered here will pass on via this ureter into this bladder, this muscular sac-like structure. This is also defined as what? Reservoir, because it helps to store the urine. Okay, and then we can release that urine into the surrounding or from outside the body via this urethra. Urethra is the opening. Because of that, we are able to release this toxic material from our body. Now, the kidney produces urine, and the urine from kidney passes through the ureter into the urinary bladder and remains stored there until it is released through the urethra. Until you are not releasing it through the urethra, then obviously it will be stored there only. That's why it is also considered as what? Reservoir. Okay. Now we will talk about nephron. What is nephron? If we talk about a kidney, then in each kidney we have a pair of kidney, and in each kidney we have millions of nephron present. Okay, and that all functions together to filter the blood, and obviously it also help to eliminate the waste product from the blood. Okay, so you can say nephron is considered as basically the excretory unit of kidney, because in kidney actually the filtration occurs in nephron. That's why, so nephron is considered as what? Filtrating unit. Now, it consists of a long coil tubule whose one end is connected to the double-walled cup. If I'll show you the diagram, then it will be more clear to you. So let me show you the diagram. As you can see, this is the diagram. Okay, each nephron has a cup-shaped upper end. You can see here the cup-shaped upper end. Okay, this is defined as Bowman's capsule. This cup-shaped structure is defined as what? Bowman's capsule. It contains a bundle of blood capillaries. This blood capillaries also you can see. Okay, This blood capillaries is defined as what? Glomerules. This is the main unit which actually help to eliminate the waste material from the blood. How it occurs? Let's talk about that. So this cup-shaped structure is defined as Bowman's capsule, okay, and it contains a bundle of blood capillaries that you can see here, which is defined as what? Glomerules. Now, the blood entering into the glomerules, as you can see here, this is the blood which is entering into the glomerules. It carry the waste material. This is carrying the waste material, okay, which actually are going to filtered here. This Bowman's capsule, this glomerules will help to filter that waste material from the blood. Okay, now the filtration, why the filtration is possible here? So the filtration is possible because of the wall of glomerules. This wall of glomerules is actually made up of selectively permeable membranes. And this selectively permeable membranes help to filter, okay, help to filter the waste material from this blood, okay. So this property of membranes actually allow water and small molecules only to pass over there. So all the water content, the small molecules of blood will pass through here, and the main content of blood, that is what? That is the blood cell like RBC, WBC, platelets. These all will be actually stayed here only. Why? Because this selectively permeable membranes will allow only the small molecules to pass through here. That's why only the blood, the urea, the uric acid, also you can say the toxic material, drugs, these all things, salt, water, amino acid, these all things can be filtered through here, and the blood cell will be stayed here only. Okay, now, so it allows the waters and small molecules to pass only. This is clear now. Now what happens? The blood is filtered now. All the waste material get eliminated from here. Now the clean blood, the clear blood will actually pass on from here. From where? From renal vein. And it carries away from the kidney to the body. Now you can see here, this particular tube-like structure you can also see here. This particular tube-like structure is defined as peritubular network. Okay, this is defined as what? Peritubular network. This is just a blood capillaries, nothing else. Now the filtration process is already occurred here. The filtrate is containing what? As you can see here, this is glucose, amino acid, salt, water, and urea. But we need to eliminate only urea. And of course, if your blood is carrying the excess salt and excess water, or simply the excess glucose even, then also it is considered as waste material. So it should be eliminated from our body. But the long tubular structure that you can see here, it is divided in three parts. The first part is defined as PCT, that is named as proximal convoluted tubule. Okay. And this U-shaped structure that you can see here, it is defined as Henle's loop. And the third part is defined as what? DCT. This is defined as distal convoluted tubule. What is the function of these three parts here? Actually, these three parts play a very important role here. First, we will talk about the PCT. Actually, at first, यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? हमने वो सीख लिया. यहाँ पर filtration process complete हो रही है. So this ultrafiltration process is completed here. Now what happened? Now in PCT, the reabsorption process is completed. Now what is actually reabsorption? When the filtration process occurs here, then what we had seen here, the glucose, the amino acid, the salt, the water, and urea, these all get filtered here. But we know the glucose, the amino acid, the salt, the water is the usable material. So this particular wall, which you can see here, okay, the wall of PCT, the wall of Henle's loop, and the wall of DCT, these all help to reabsorb the material which is filtered from here. If it is required to us, if it is required to our body, then it will be reabsorbed. And this peritubular network will help to carry out that reabsorbed material into the pure blood. So this is the main function of this peritubular network. As you can see, it is just passing from here, and it is what? It is the clean blood. So obviously this clean blood will be move inside the body, and the waste material which is collected here via this tubule, it reaches to the main sector, the main tubule, where this is just considered as what? Collecting duct, where the urine will be collected. And then at last, it is stored in a reservoir, the urinary bladder, and after some time when pressure will increase, we can release it from the body to the surrounding. So this is the process of filtration of blood inside the nephron. So nephron is considered as basically the excretory unit. Why? Because here only the process of filtration occur. As we can see, the dirty blood come here. Now this glomerules, which is made up of selectively permeable membranes, help to filter the blood, and the blood cell will be passed on from here. Now the waste material like urea will be collected in tubule, urinary tubule, but the required material which is filtered here, that is glucose, amino acid, salt, water, it will be reabsorbed via these all walls which you can see here. Okay, so and this is not only the function, here also some tubular secretion occurs. Now what is this tubular secretion? This tubular secretion is actually help to maintain the balance of ions in the blood and even in the urine also, because the ions play very important role in our blood. Like the ions are potassium ion, sodium ion, so we need to balance the ions inside the blood and even in the urine also. So this tubular secretion help to maintain the balance of ions. Okay, and of course it help to recover the water also. So this tubule also play very important role. Filtration already occurred here, but this tubule is also helping to secrete the ions and of course to reabsorb the material which get filtered from here. Okay, so this is the main function of kidney, and the internal unit of kidney, that is defined as what? Nephron. Now if we talk about the main function of kidney, then what you can say? You can say kidney help to remove the poisonous waste like urea, salt, excess water from the blood, and it also help to regulate what? Osmotic pressure. हमारे बॉडी के अंदर osmotic pressure मतलब कि water pressure also should be maintained. So it is done by what? Kidney only. It also regulate the pH balance of blood by maintaining the ions. Okay, it help to maintain the pH balance inside the blood also. So these are the main function of kidney. Now we will talk about the dialysis. Dialysis is just a process in which involves the separation of nitrogenous waste from the blood. But how? Artificially. As we know, the kidney is performing this function only. The kidney help to eliminate the nitrogenous waste from the body. But if suppose our kidney is not working properly, or in case of kidney failure, artificially also we can eliminate the nitrogenous waste from our blood by the process of dialysis. Okay. So this is just considered as artificial kidney, which contain a number of tubules, and it is also made up of semi-permeable lining or semi-permeable membranes, just like our kidney glomerules. And this जैसे glomerules काम करता है वहाँ पे filtration का, same here also this tubules which is made up of permeable lining will help to filter the blood or simply to eliminate the nitrogenous waste from the blood. Okay. Now the purified blood will be pumped out into the body again. So how it occurs? Let me show you the dialyser machine. This is the dialyser machine, as you can see here. At first, what happened? The blood from artery from the patient's arm actually made to flow into the dialyser. As you can see here, okay, the blood from artery from the patient's arms made to flow into the dialyser. Now, this dialyser is made up of what? Selectively permeable membranes, and it is just, you can see here, it is just a coiled tank, right? It is just a coiled tank. It containing a dialysing solution. What is this dialysing solution? This dialysing solution actually don't have urea, and our blood is containing lots of urea. And we know always the movement occurs from high concentration to low concentration. So this is the principle only that is used here. Now this dialyzer solution contain what? It contain water, it contain glucose, okay, it contains salt, just like our blood. जैसे हमारे blood में सब कुछ होता है, same it is here. Okay, so when patient's blood pass through this dialyzer, so waste like urea pass through these all selectively permeable membranes that you can see here. Okay, and this cellulose will help to actually eliminate the nitrogenous waste. It will absorb that nitrogenous waste, and the clean blood will pass again via patient's arm and pump back into the body. So this clean blood will pump back into the patient's arm, and obviously now the blood is cleaned by using this particular selectively permeable membranes. As you can see here, this is the fresh dialysing solution, because when it will be used, then obviously we need to fill it again, and this is the used dialysing solution which is carrying what? Urea, which is filtered here. And this is occurs because of only dissolved tubular structure, which is made up of selectively permeable membranes. And the mechanism behind this is what? This is only our blood is carrying urea. When it enters here, then this solution is not carrying urea. And obviously we know the movement always occurs from high concentration to low. So the urea from our blood will get mixed with this dialysing solution, and our blood will get cleaned. So this is the artificial kidney, that is also named as a dialyzer machine, which help to clean the blood of that kind of patient whose kidney is not working properly. Okay. So hope it is clear to you. Thank you for watching this video.